with all stories that make the news.
Headlines,
The captions.
details of the stories.
Let's talk about these and more on 99.3.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
In a world where misinformation runs rampant, one show stands apart from the rest. Get ready to embrace the truth as we bring you the most hard-hitting stories and unveil the real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Maryann Okon, and this is Hard Facts, where we separate truth from fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Are you tired of all the noise and speculation and news? On Hard Facts, we cut through clutter and get straight to the truth.
If only Fubra has been aware of the Google trap, he would have understood in democracy there are values for everyone to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. Go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing that. Nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what will get in it?
With in-depth analysis and experts interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune in to Hard Facts every weekday to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
This is Hard Facts.
.3 Nigeria Info. This is the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station, and we are broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Ismail Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. Well, this is an abridged version of the show, by the way. As usual, we're going to just have the big 3 stories for today. Long time no see, guys. I hope you're enjoying the I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions, because I am. And of course, we'll start up at 4 p.m. But in the meantime, let's talk shop, ladies and gentlemen. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Join the conversation on WhatsApp. It's 0809597585. Or you could join the conversation on X. Use the hashtag HardFacts. My name is Maryann Okon. And you know how we start the conversation on the show? Just like this.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big 3 Stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big 3 every weekday 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
This is Hard Facts.
Yes, it's Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. These are the big 3 stories for today. Let's start with the EFCC. And this story is from the Daily Trust newspaper. EFCC places Mele Kyari on watch list as court freezes his accounts. Yeah. Some background before we start talking. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has placed a former Group Chief Executive of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL), Mele Kyari, on its watch list over the ongoing probe into the $7.2 billion refinery's turnaround maintenance. The Daily Trust reports. Don't forget that the National Assembly, in fact, I think the House of the Senate, I beg your pardon, committee, had, I think, invited the most recent group managing director of the NNPCL, who took his sweet time to show up, of course, trying to understand the books and what had happened before he took over. And then, of course, he did show up and said he still needed a lot of time to do some digging into the books and understand the situation of the NNPCL. And right after that, we started hearing these rumors that, he might have resigned, but the president brought him back. I mean, just rumors. But the situation in the NNPCL is for want of a better way to describe it, stinky. Yeah, works a bit, yeah. So now, as part of the just as the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja yesterday ordered a temporary freezing of 4 bank accounts linked to Mele Kyari over allegation fraud, multiple sources at the EFCC has told the newspaper's correspondent on Tuesday that investigations into the NNPCL during the period that Mele Kyari held sway has reached an advanced stage last month after his close associates were arrested. So he's on a watch list. He's the guy who headed the place, but his close associates are being arrested, but he's untouchable. Anyway, I just want to know, guys, what do you think? Will this yield anything? Should we hold our breath? Should we trust the EFCC and the process? Or should we just keep it moving? I'll move away from that. Let's talk about state capital projects. Yes. The Punch newspaper here says capital projects are crumbling as states have cut spending. Yeah, apparently procurement delays, worsening insecurity, rising cost of goods and services have emerged as major reasons why several state governments have failed to meet their capital expenditure targets in the first 6 months of this year. And this is a report that has been put together by the Punch newspaper. Findings from the state's second quarter budget implementation report has revealed that capital spending across many states remains significantly below expectations, despite ambitious budgetary provisions designed to accelerate the infrastructure growth in the states. I beg your pardon. Now, a fresh breakdown of state government expenditure between January and June of 2025 showed that 31 states out of 36 collectively disbursed 2.7 trillion naira for capital projects. However, this figure represents only a fraction of 17.51 trillion naira that they had budgeted for capital expenditure in the fiscal year of 2025. The budget performance of those figures is about 15.7%, meaning that the 31 states have achieved less than 1/5, not 1/10, 1/5 of their capital expenditure target in the first half of 2025. The underperformance has delayed critical infrastructure. By the way, we're in August. It has delayed critical infrastructure projects, has deepened hardship for citizens who rely on improved roads, schools, hospitals, and water systems. This is also coming on the heels of the fact that states earmarked about 11.34 trillion naira to finance capital projects, but eventually they only recorded a funding gap of 3.98 trillion naira in 2024 as revenue shortfalls, rising wage bills, and heavy debt servicing has weakened their fiscal capacity. So it means that this year's half performance suggests that the same structural challenges of last year is the same one of this year. I mean, typically, these expenditures are used for projects that have a lasting benefit, such as building roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, public transport systems, and other essential infrastructure. So they just write these things, these bogus budgets, and half the time nothing happened. Where the money goes, if there's a follow-up, what are the developments, who's asking the questions? Are we cutting too much of these states slack? We're giving them too much leeway. Are we just, focusing at the center and forgetting about these guys? And I'm not saying that accountability does not go across the board, but maybe we're overlooking what's happening in our state. So who's going to hold them to account? And finally, let's go to Anambra for that disturbing video. In Anambra. Before I play that video quickly, something that's happening in the Niger Delta, and the Premium Times captures it very well. Farmers, fishermen are suffering as oil spills continue to persist and spread in Niger Delta communities. Let me tell you, data that was published by the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, NOSDRA, a Nigerian government agency monitoring oil spills, reveals that over 9,890 incidents were documented across Nigeria between 2015 and 2025. On May 6, Trans-Niger Delta pipeline carrying crude oil burst at the Bidere community in Gokana local government areas of River State. Now, the incident forced Daniel Akpobari Bani, his wife and 4 children to leave their home quickly to escape the flammable oil gushing out of the ruptured pipeline a few meters away from their front door. And this is also detail for farmers and fishermen. Their sources of livelihood all gone up in flames. But recently, the federal government called for a meeting with the communities, the all communities, especially those in Gokana, Kana, the Ogoni people generally, and gave them a university. And then a few weeks later, even a month later, they want to resume of oil in the Niger Delta. And so I'm asking you today, especially if you're from the Niger Delta, because this is not just limited to Kana, Gokana, and several other places. There are places in Bayelsa, there are places in rivers or maybe Delta that have these oil spills. What should be the priority of government as we speak? Is it drilling more oil, or is it trying to make sure that there's a cleanup? But what should be the priority? I'd like to hear your thoughts. The phone lines are open, but let me take you to Anambra. That disturbing video of the young lady who was beaten terribly. She was beaten like she stole, and then literally stripped naked. What is it with stripping women naked? What is it? What is it? What exactly is it? I'm going to play that video. And I quickly just want to put out a disclaimer. It's the image is disturbing. Listen. If you go on YouTube, here. It's I don't know any normal person who will watch this video and feel okay. They literally dragged her. One had his hand in her dress, just dragging and holding her, while the others were beating her. And she just kept saying, please. That's the heart-wrenching part. She kept saying, please. It makes me question a lot of things. I guess this is why a lot of people are against state policing. But is it just about state policing, or it is about us? There's a question that Joyce keeps asking you guys about, us Nigerians, who we are as a people. Because it's like a little bit of power that's given to you. You wear a uniform and you feel so powerful, and you feel the need to oppress every and anybody. It's the same thing these so-called vigilantes, I don't know who gave them, to go into a person's house, strip them naked and beat them, when there are laws and human rights. I don't understand it. The NBA is doing. I love all of the groups that are calling for the heads of those men. I would have advocated for something safer. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible situation. Let's talk, guys. I'm irritated. Those men need to be stripped and into. Because why? And we keep asking that, I see it every day, whether it's the army, especially the army, feel the need to just beat. It's a thing that we're always very happy to, just shame ourselves because we have power, because we wear a uniform or we carry a gun. Without those things, absolutely nothing. But does it mean that there's something that's entrenched in our culture that allows us to do these things, or we just do it because this is who we are? I just want to know. Let's talk, guys. 0201277930057190. You'd like to hear your thoughts. Post your thoughts. The big story is for today. 60 seconds is all you point. Why am I unable to take the calls? What's happening to the phone lines? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann. Welcome on the show.
Thank you.
When you said that the man is treated, yeah, you don't need to apologize, because honestly, that is what them. My question basically is, what exactly is with keeping women naked? What is it? What has she done? So, somebody was pleading like this, that you keep dragging her as she's not a human being. What is she has done? It's some breathing. Understand? In fact, we vehemently, what is with keeping women in manner? We've been talking about, and now this Emerson's case has not even been addressed, and this one again, what's in the app? I don't even know what to say right now, but really I am pained with what you're saying. Please, you're only spoken. These people should track down sweet beyond reasonable doubt. Right now.
Thank you. Hello to Hard Facts. Sorry about that. Call me back 02012770930201465790. What is it with us and wielding power? Is it because I don't know? Is it because I don't know, because they say, what they say about power? Absolute power corrupts, but also power is a true test of character as a human being. Does this mean that as humans we are terrible people, and the moment we get power we do worse than the people we on a daily basis? Because these vigilantes, they're not police officers, they're not soldiers who obviously have a rule book. I mean, I don't know, guys. Welcome to Hard Facts. Sorry about that. Do call me back. Hello.
Our line is not working, Maryann.
Why is your line not working?
I don't know. I'll be trying to.
Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, Maryann. My name is Robert.
Yeah.
See, Maryann, I think some weeks ago we won that fish magnet. In that same Anambra, the man was kidnapped and killed. That's why they pay ransom. So where were these so-called, I don't want to use foul word this afternoon now, these stupid security men that we saw online beating that lady? Where were they? They were carrying gun or mufti. It's even illegal to carry gun when you are mufti. You look like a criminal. That's the truth. As Soludo came out to apologize, I was dehumanized when I was disorganized when I watched that video. Honestly, how can you treat a lady like that?
I'm sorry, so sorry, Robert. I couldn't hear the last things you said, but too many issues today. I thought that we should talk about all of them. I watched Weekend yesterday. For me, it's comic relief, so I just tune in to have a little laugh. But he did make some interesting statements, which I want to play a bit. Because when he comes on TV, he always has a story to tell. I will play that maybe before we leave the studio. But I want to go on a break. When we come back, phone lines are open. The stories for today: EFCC is placing Mele Kyari on a watch list. The court has frozen 4 of his accounts. His associates have been arrested. Why is he untouchable? I don't know. Should we keep a close watch, or should we just face front? Also, state capital projects are crumbling amid spending cuts. So big budgets are being drawn in states, but only 15 point. In fact, what am I saying? 1/5 of it has been carried out. All the projects that they say they want to do. Also, rivers are being polluted. Farmlands are being destroyed by oil spill. But government is still drilling oil. We'll be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Now cook food where sweet like this. On one girl for my kitchen. Too sweet I lick my lips. Now waiting I use them fry my chicken. If you listen when it says the sound of joy taste you've been missing. It a hammer from my city. Now cook food where sweet like this. This mama do help me. This mama do. Oh no you dey use this mama do. Mama do. Yes mama do. This mama do help me. This mama do. Oh no you dey use this mama do. Mama do. Now cook food where sweet like this. This mama do help me.
It tastes great. It's Mamador. Mamador oil is available in stores near you and also comes in pocket-friendly sizes. Use Mamador oil today.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
On 99.3 Nigeria Info. Is Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. My name is Shegwa Rinze.
All right, we're back. I see that the mail line is down, so everyone can call 0201 465 7190. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. We are looking at the big three stories for today. EFCC has placed Mele Kyari on a watch list as court has frozen 4 of his accounts. Yes, while they're watching him, so many of his associates have been ducked. Should we hold our breath? State capital projects are crumbling amid spending cuts. How many of us are holding our state governments to account? Are we overlooking them and always, at the jugglers of the Senate and Mr. President? And I'm not saying that we can't, but I'm saying, could these governors be flying up under the radar? Are we doing enough to hold them to account? Also, the Niger Delta is suffering while oil drilling continues. What should be prioritized? Cleanups or more drilling? And a pacifier of building a university. And of course, why are we so power drunk in this country when it comes to wearing a uniform, wielding a weapon? Why do we resort to madness, semi-madness, when we're giving a little bit of control? Is that really who we are as a people? Can we trust ourselves with the same things that we are criticizing our politicians, our leaders, our police officers? Could it be that this is who we are as a people? Jungle? Justice? Is that the way to go? Because nothing can explain the terrible situation that young lady had to undergo. Bitten and stripped naked. No questions asked. You were running after a criminal, and then you saw a lady and you started beating. The lady was the criminal, but you didn't ask questions. You didn't have a picture. You don't know who this person was, and you started beating, dragging, and you ripped her clothes off in broad daylight. A bunch of men, not wearing any uniforms, just carrying guns. Is this the Anambra that Soludo is bragging about? Could it be that these guys who he has given guns to are running amok under his watch? Because it tells a lot. Join the conversation, guys. Hello. Turn off your radio, please.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
My name is Citizen Gabriel.
Go ahead, Gabriel. You have 60 seconds.
All the news you have today, they are interesting. From Mele Kyari to Anambra case to all of them, they are very, very interesting. The one of Anambra, I'm sorry. Those boys, I think they should be given to soldiers to give them a little whip too. And then for beating that girl and stripping her naked. I don't know. I don't know why Suludo should even be pleading on behalf of the vigilantes. That means like he's condoning what they did. That's one. Then NBA coming up now, they should take them to court. Let them go to prison. Then for Mele Kyari, it is too late to start for EFCC to start on him. Is it not the same way?
Why is it too late?
Oh, they would have started since all the time. 2023, he said all the 3 refineries were working, but you know they were not working. Me and you, we know it wasn't working, and then he was siphoning the money. How many turnaround maintenance? As of today, I watched Arise TV. They were calculating about $20 billion that have been used in how many years? In 10 years to do turnaround maintenance. At the end, that not a drop of petrol has come out of all those turnaround maintenance.
All right.
Anyway.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. 60 seconds, guys. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann. This is Godwin from Ota.
Godwin, go ahead, please.
Yeah. For the EFCC, I don't want to waste my time on that one.
Why?
There's nothing will come out. There's nothing will come out from it, Maryann. This is EFCC. We know them. Is it politics? Politics. At the end of the day, we just sweep everything under the carpet. Although I want to talk about the Anambra one. It was on Monday, Joyce talked about the Ibom thing. I told Joyce that this thing that is going on, it will stop. And we come and we happen again in another sector. All because of our judiciary is not working. The court are not working. People we don't have hope again in court. Because when we will take somebody to court and they will give him a judgment that we have to find and they will jail that person, then all this rubbish will stop. Not about a minister will come out or a state government will come out and start making a media trial. Take these people to court. And definitely, when they teach one person a lesson, the rest of the people, other sectors, they will sit up.
All right. Maryann. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Maryann,
yes.
This is Manuel from Niger.
Go ahead.
Maryann, thank you very much. You see, what's happening in Anambra State? I don't know the kind of character these our people is developing now. It's quite condemnable. But my question is that, what is the offense of that lady?
Well, in their words, they thought that they were Yahoo. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. And even if you thought they were criminals, is that how to go about it? Is that how an arrest is carried out? I just want to understand.
Not at all. So they need to arrest those guys, deal with them, beat them decisively, so that they use it as a deterrent to other security agencies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. I Beg to Differ begins at 4 p.m., so be on standby. In the meantime, we're looking at the big stories for today. Before we wrap things up here, I will play you a little clip of the FCT Minister while he was on television yesterday. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. I'm so sorry. Do call me back if that was you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. You're on to Felix from Ikorodu.
Go ahead.
I'm concerned about the oil spill in my area. And it's unfortunate that my kinsmen are so blind and gullible, allowing this process of oil drilling when the environment is degrading.
So you're blaming Kana and Gokana people of being gullible. Do you think that it's the majority of the people who are being gullible or those who are in government?
It is those who are close to the government from that region. And mind you, it is this same act that led to the destruction or the killing of those 4 prominent Ogoni men. And they are coming again. Tinubu, the president, deceived them, promising university that will not exist. just to deceive them to take away the oil.
Why do you call it deceit?
All the declaration from United Nations for clean up and compensation has not been done. He deceived them that university will be created and use that to enter there and start drilling. Now the spillage is still there. The old one has not been cleaned up. What a myopic feeling. It's sad, honestly. I told some of my colleagues, my folks, that this is just deception and the reality is unfolding. It's sad.
Thank you very much for calling. I mean, I remember the last time I had Celestin Akpobiri here. He's a member of MASOB, Movement for Changing Ogoni and the Niger Delta, obviously. And he talked about, he called a particular person who is in the government, I think he was a senator or works as part of the government, who is in charge of the cleanup. And there was a protest, by the way, and people did not necessarily appreciate how the cleanup was going ahead and how the space between when the president awarded them this university and how they resumed oil drilling. But I always ask, when things want to be done, who goes to the people to ask if this is exactly what they want? Which is a very good characteristic of good governance. But what do I know? Do we care about good governance in this country or not? That's one thing. The livelihoods, the means of livelihood of the people in those areas are farming and fishing, most importantly, all gone. Shouldn't that bother the government, both at the state and the federal level? Or should the priority of the government be drilling oil because we all need money in the national coffers? I don't know. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, actually, good afternoon. This is Chris calling from Ikoyi.
Chris, turn off your radio, please.
Thank you. 2019, the Vice President, Kyari, they voted how many billion? Oh, they want to start cleaning up. People were clapping for them. Like the last caller said, this last one that is there now, go, they all build a university, all of them were clapping. Today, the story, we're hearing the oil spill. Our people cannot go to farm, they can't fish because we are playing politics. Everything we play politics with it. Then for the lady in Anambra, Soludo, all they can do is to, I apologize. What are they waiting for? Which evidence? Now they say they set up, they want to investigate. What are you investigating? The other day is road safety. Beating up a driver, dragging the man was holding their bonnet of their car. They were hefty men, about 4 or 5 of them were beating up this driver. Which offense did he commit? We all are in for it. Let them continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. I want to go to WhatsApp quickly and read some of the messages. Don't forget, you can post your messages on our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. I want to read from you. So go ahead and post your comments. Let us hear what you have to say. But let me start with WhatsApp here. Okay. And if you're listening from outside of the country, you can call us on WhatsApp. It's 0809597585. This one says, Maryann, I don't expect anything new from Mele Kyari's investigation. It'll crash land, just like all the cases of Hadi Sirika and Yaya Bello. The FCC parades itself like an eagle, but in reality, it's just a bunch of blind bats flapping in the dark. He says, what really happened to the millions of dollars that the late President Buhari awarded in the cleanup of Ogoni land? Jimmy, the cleanup is not going to happen in one day. This we should all know. Let's establish that fact. It's not going to happen in one day. But is it being prioritized? Because there's also some politicking going on in it. There are people who are saying that, you can't just bring outsiders to do the cleanup. Government is not being fair. They need to let some Ogoni people who are experts also be part of the cleanup. Could that also be where the problem is that's slowing it down? But while all of this is going on, why is oil still being drilled? That's my question. Jimmy, get my point? This one here is from Merchant Man. He says, on the Anambra State vigilante that stripped a youth corps member, it's on the news because this one has affected a national part. That's evil in Igbo youths. That's the evil the Igbo youths endure in the hands of Soludo's militia terrorists and Hope Uzodima's Ebuwagu terror squad. On Mele Kyari, it's only those who were used that always bear the brunt, like a Mefele and like this one. Interesting. So, if I understand, you're saying, I'm going somewhere. You're saying that these so-called vigilante groups are actually a menace? Is that what you're saying? Because there are those who are saying this state policing will become a weapon in the hands of politicians. Could this be a clear-cut example? Because we could also flip the coin and say they're positives. We have Amotekun, I beg your pardon, and it's working. I don't know. I think there's the Hispa, but is the Hispa also positive? I don't know. So is that what you mean, Merchant Man? Because there are fears when we talk about state policing that this might just be what it will turn out to be. Governor Saludo's apology is not enough. The misdemeanors are very deep-rooted, and systemic cosmetic adjustments will not make a difference if nothing more drastic is done. I hate to be a messenger of doom, but sadly it will happen again. Chris Okeke, thank you. Olu here says, you are still asking, is that who we are? Maryann, do you think we are called underdeveloped for no reason? We aren't just underdeveloped. He says, we are also uncivilized. What civilized society do you see people getting lynched in broad daylight? Our behavior is a function of our thinking and our mindset. Our leaders are a product of the same society. Why is anyone surprised? Olu says. Well, I'm really disappointed. I would have hoped for better, if you ask me. This is a long message. I'm going to read only the first part because I don't know why you're sending me 10 paper, Stephen. A recent viral video of incidents like this makes one seriously question the workability of state-controlled policing structures. If non-state actors operating under the guise of vigilante groups can inflict, I beg your pardon, such barbarity with impunity, what will happen if full state police authority is handed over without proper checks and balances? Great question and a great place to stop, if you ask me, Stephen. Now, who I go ask? Emma Coco here from Yanoshashi here says, in the Anambra case, in fact, I'm even speechless. Can you imagine when I saw that video? I just wished I'm there when it was happening, because by now, something else, now we good talk. Justice must prevail, he says. I'm going to come back to the phone lines. But first, let's go to, just take a listen to the FCT Minister while he was on television yesterday. Just take a listen. I just want you to listen and make of it what you will.
Federation, who says that the country is on a very dangerous path and we need to be careful. And he said a few things about the president and his approach. Part of what he says is that the president is unapproachable. In fact, he called him arrogant, one of those things which I thought might be very strong words. And a lot of Nigerians would think maybe this government is unapproachable. Maybe this government does not even know what the average Nigerian people are.
There are people I have had respect for until when events occur. You find out that you are just holding them in high esteem for nothing. When I was a governor, I used to think that people like Baba Chalawal, people you should have respect for, until when I started observing things that I never knew, that it's not a man you can really take for his words. I had the interview, I watched the interview, and the unpalatable words he used against Mr. President. How he said that Mr. President is full of himself. It's really unfortunate, this is a country. A man could come out in national television not to criticize genuinely what Mr. President has done wrong, but to abuse Mr. President simply because he had had a relationship with Mr. President, simply because he has had opportunity to eat with a president before. That has given him the latitude to come out on national television to say a president of a country is full of himself. He doesn't call him president, Bola. You know, if you have a problem with Mr. President before he became a president, there's nothing wrong in you finding a way to sort out that problem. Take, for example, when Mr. President chose his vice presidential candidate, today the vice president of the country, I was one of those that Baba Chadawa visited. He came to my house in Port Harcourt, in particular, Ada George. He came with one of the former speakers of the House of Representatives. What was Zanga? Zanga was that he thought that Mr. President would have chosen him as a vice presidential candidate. Having not done that, heaven will have to let loose.
So his anger is about...
It is certainly that. Let me tell you what.
So that's what he told you. He wanted to become vice president.
But it was very clear. You don't need to be clear to you. It was very clear. I mean, we were not kids. I mean, even a kid who's intelligent will know where your anger is. The way you are speaking, it was very obvious.
I don't know about you, but I love weekend interviews. There's always some story to tell. And I did play you Babache Lawal's interview last week when he was on the same show talking about the president and what he thought about the economy. But yes, he has come to say that. But I'm very curious when these things are being said. When the primaries of the APC was ongoing, Wike was running for presidency in the PDP. How did Babache go to the PDP governor to tell him that he was hoping? Oh, maybe I think too deep. Let's go, guys. The phone lines are still open. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Thomas, calling from Victoria Island. I just listened to Wike now.
Yes.
Talking as a gentleman, what was his anger with Atiku Abubakar when Atiku did not pick him as the vice president? How many hours did he waited at the airport calling Dino Melaye, begging for Atiku to pick him? But he's not talking of another person as if he's a saint because he's enjoying the government, the power because they gave him a minister. Did he respect Atiku as he want Babachila to respect the president? Is Atiku not the vice president by age? Is Atiku not a senior and Wike? Did he not talk anything he want to talk because Atiku didn't pick him as the vice president? All these politicians, they are all power drunk. They are all desperate for power. He's speaking like a gentleman that he should respect him according to the Did he respect Atiku as a former vice president of this country? You can't give what you don't have.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Interesting. Because I'm thinking you were trying to be president, running, so at what point would Babache have come to you, an APC person, with APC politics, while you were still dealing with your internal PDP politics, because all this change did not happen immediately? So at what this is me just logically thinking, but then I was not the interviewer, so it's okay. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello?
Oh dear, do call me back. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, welcome, Maryann.
Yes.
What is the, as regard to the Anambra saga, beating the U-Copper and naked her, what is their business with her private part? That shows that their mind is polluted with nothing but sexual abuse. The devil has gone all around their body, with pictures of private women private parts. That is what they demonstrated in the outside.
What's the problem?
Yeah. By their fruits you shall know them. Yeah.
Okay.
A good behavior is known by the gods behind those good behavior and the bad behavior. So they should be fished out and thoroughly beaten and taken to the market square in naked body, so that others will learn from it.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. But then that's in a that's in a lawless society. We are a lawful society, and so justice will be seen to be done, just as the NBA has said, meaning that they will follow the rule of law in dealing with these men. And so if they ever see a woman or any human being and they ever want to apprehend or reprimand the person, they know how to go about it. But I'm sure that they will never do it again. Kelvin here on X says, Saludo has turned Anambra State into a very lawless state. Those behind the acts must be brought to book. Apology not enough, he says. P Money says, as soon as okay, obviously this one's not for me. Adeyi Jude says nothing will come out of it, obviously talking about Mele Kyari's investigation. King Oge here on X says, Maryann, the beating and stripping of a female youth corps member in Anambra state shows how lawless Niger is today, with soulless citizens outnumbering those with souls. The soulless are in charge with no emotions nor empathy, he says. And it's a pretty sad situation. Esther Boli here says, on Mele Kyari's case, I advise that we move on because this is just another ruse that will fizzle away as usual. Since when has EFCC beamed their searchlight on a politician and such person gets punished in the long run? Only the people within the EFCC's purview of persecution is Yahoo boys, period. Well, we give the EFCC some credit. I mean, look at Emefiele. He's still going through it. So you can't really wish away the EFCC just like that. I mean, do they give you a reason to worry and wonder if they really are doing their jobs? Yes. But we can point to Emefiele. That's a good example. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts. Turn off your radio, please.
Miriam.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling again.
Who's this?
So,
what's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Citizen Gabriel from Olora.
Okay.
Mele Kyari, nothing is going to come out of his matter. Emefiele, look at Bello, the white lion. How many people has EFCC jailed? How many? And another thing is that when the head is rotten,
but then you understand that the EFCC has no right legally to jail anyone. It's the court processes that lead up to. No, they don't have. No, they don't have. No, they do not have. No. Listen to me, sir. Listen to me, please. So that no. I'm trying to correct you. You are still saying nonsense, sir. I'm sorry. You cannot say that EFCC can jail somebody. EFCC is not the court.
I know, but they
are law enforcement.
You go after.
You can't also say that the EFCC is political.
That the president wanted to go after.
Okay.
Emefiele was on the wrong side because he challenged the president.
But can we not say that the EFCC has prosecuted Emefiele to an extent?
To an extent, yes, because
so their job is clear cut. They cannot put people in jail. Their job is to bring all the facts to the court and let the courts do their job.
The president. The day that Wike fall apart with the president, EFCC now will go after him. But now that Wike is still with the government, riding Rolls Royce, nobody talk about it. EFCC has not gone after him.
Okay, I totally understand where you are coming from.
Where does he make his money from? Is he into farming?
I don't know. When you see him, can you ask him for me, please? Thank you. That's your take-home assignment. Please, when you're on the radio, I know that these things can make us really emotional, but please, let us not feed the public nonsense. Let us feed them sense. And I'm using the word nonsense loosely. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. You cannot expect, and I was just trying to correct that. We cannot expect that law enforcement will jail someone. Yes, prosecute and follow through. We've had the FCC. Yes, do we like their modus operandi, and how sometimes we think that they're not necessarily standing on the right foot. There's that, but in the law books, the EFCC cannot jail someone. They can bring as much evidence as they can gather, present it to the courts, and hope that the courts do their job. That's it. And they can push. If they want a person to go to jail, they will do whatever it takes to make sure that the court has all the evidence. But half the time, most of these cases are thrown out because, according to some research that's been done, that they don't have enough evidence to back some of these claims. And so these cases die, or they continually stall. But I want us when we're on our shows or when we're listening to these programs, we leave with something. We learn something. As much as we know that, we hold certain sentiments that, yes, these guys are just barking and they cannot bite. But you can't also on the radio say that they're political. They're not jailing anybody. No. Yes, of course, most of these trials stick to just media trials. And then we see them, they say, they're on a watch list, or they parade people, or they've been invited. The same thing with Tamboa. We're still waiting to see where it goes. I will bring the EFCC here so that you can ask them questions. But that's it. I beg to differ begins right at the top of the hour. All your questions, all your comments, bring them. I will be back after this break.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
It's the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament, and the quarterfinals is here. At 4 p.m., it's a battle of wits as Majesty Joseph Ojochegbe of Government Day Secondary School Karu, Abuja, takes on Abu Francis Helen Ebo of Government Science Secondary School Piakasa, Maitama, Abuja. Their topic, Nigeria's lawmakers are overpaid for the work they do. Then, at 5 p.m., the spotlight shifts to Olajolo Akinoluwa of Wellspring College as he faces Esther Joseph in a heated contest over the topic, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project will bring more benefits than problems. Who will rise to the semi-finals? Who will fall? There's only one way to find out. Listen live to all Nigeria Info and Kids FM stations nationwide. You can also watch on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info FM. The I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament, the Nationals, is proudly supported by Janla Foods, OB Wheezy, Chrisland Schools, Massey Children's Hospital, Diamonds and Pearls Travels Limited, and the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
This is Hard Facts.
All right, we're back. I have about 2 minutes. I want to read your messages on Facebook and YouTube. Efemena prosper. Oh my good. Efemena prosper. Not this. Everything leadership. Everything is leadership problem. Nigerian men don't have regards for women. They must be brought to book. My name is Prosper. Thank you, Prosper. They have caught their spirit and put inside women's nakedness. There's nothing I would not hear on this radio station. Anyway, what's up? Anambra, dehumanizing treatment happens to men also. It's high time all security agencies do a drug test. But be it man or woman, everyone is precious in God's eye. And I totally agree with you. Amarachi Obuna. Ololade, Omolade Daramola, thank you very much for saying hello. We appreciate it. I want to do justice to some messages on Facebook Live quickly because I have just 1 minute. Yvonne is here with the news. Ugochukwu Big Murphy here says, Saludo is low-key building thugs in disguise with that vigilante group. He's grooming them for electoral bullying and intimidation, he says. Wow. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to get some more messages. Ichie Arusike here says, what's this nonsense that you posted here, Ichie? It's just nonsense. Why do you just wake up and post nonsense on social media and tell people to drink their oil? What's this nonsense? I'm sorry. What's this nonsense that you guys do? You don't post at all. Instead of just posting nonsense on social media, it's backwards. It shows that you're part of the problem in this country. You always want to single out a group of people and make them look bad, but you're part of the problem. Anyway, guys, Yvonne is not the problem. She's here with the news at the top of the hour. And then, of course, Femi joins us right after the news on I Beg to Differ. Stay with us. My name is Maryann Okon. I will be back after this break.
Listening to the home of correct
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria.